there, fellow readers. Mrs. Weidman here, and today we're going to be talking about The Mary Shelley Club by Goldy Moldavsky. And this book is a great next read for anybody who is a young adult horror fan. Dun, 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 dun. Because it's full of darkness and terror, maybe a little bit of blood, and a whole lot of fear. Right, so this book follows a girl, and her name is Rachel. And Rachel at the beginning of the book is kind of in this like sort of meh sort of place in her life. And that's because she's just started at a brand new school in New York City called Manchester Prep. And this is like pretty much the opposite of her school back on Long Island, which was very suburban and like your typical average everyday high school here in the United States. And instead, Manchester Prep is full of like these really hoity-toity trust fund kids that Rachel is like feels worlds away from, right? Her family's not wealthy, her family's not rich, and the only reason she's going to Manchester Prep is because her mom is a teacher there, right? And really, Rachel's kind of excited to start at Manchester Prep, even though she's a bit nervous, because she's desperately trying to escape something that happened back on Long Island. And a year before this book takes place, Rachel was at home, alone, in her house. She was texting with one of her best friends, right? And as she's texting, she kind of looks up and she sees somebody standing on the street corner. And she's like, ooh, like that's weird, right? And then she looks back down and then she looks back up and the guy's gone. She's like, oh, it's just somebody walking by, like kind of weird, whatever. Nobody ever walks on my street. And then she starts hearing noises downstairs. And she's like, Mom, like, is that you? It's not her mom, right? So when Rachel goes downstairs, she actually sees two people in all black wearing these super terrifying white masks, and they're standing in her living room. And of course, Rachel gets attacked in her own home. Well, we know Rachel survives that attack, but we don't really know much more about it until the book progresses to the very end. Right. However, when she moves to New York City, right, Rachel quickly goes to a party, right? And at this party, there's this kind of crazy thing that happens. And they do this seance. And at the seance, one of the most popular girls in school named Luck, she kind of starts freaking out. She starts losing her mind because she's terrified of what's happening, right? But when Rachel looks up, she quickly realizes that it's actually a group of kids, or at least one kid, right, that's playing a prank at this party on all these high school kids. And because of this, she kind of slowly starts getting to know this group called the Mary Shelley Club. And the Mary Shelley Club is a group of kids who love horror, right? They're named after one of the most iconic female horror authors of all time, Mary Shelley, right? And the whole purpose of this club is to pick one target, like one person, and then create these really elaborate fear-based games, right, that are targeting that person. And the whole purpose, right, is to get that person to scream or to scare the living bejeepers out of them, right, so that they do something crazy. And at first, Rachel loves this club. She's all about it. She gets a high off adrenaline. She's like, this is so much fun. I can embrace my passion for horror, right, and really kind of bring it out on people who sort of deserve it in a way, right? However, as the games kind of escalate and as these fear tests keep getting more and more intense, Rachel quickly realizes that she might be in over her head, and maybe because she's a part of this club, the club members themselves are being targeted by somebody from Rachel's past. So if you are a fan of the horror genre, if you just like a good creepy sort of high school drama read, then the Mary Shelley Club would be a great next read for you. See you all online soon.